Rinse Sentai Kizunager Thanksgiving Special, Happy Bondsgiving Part 1. The story begins in another world in the middle of the woods. Togo Asagaki, Kizuna Red, has managed to capture a turkey for the Kizunagers' first Bondsgiving dinner as Logi Mist, Kizuna Night, and Kirihiro Shindo, Kizuna White, help Togo bring the turkey back to the horse carriage where Tsukasa Aizawa, Kizuna Pink, and Princess Teltina, Kizuna Rise, are waiting for them to return to make their way back to the Demi-Human Federation to set up the dinner table. Meanwhile in the city of Mezes, Yihdra Arvoln, Kizuna Magus, is feeling a bit down after watching everyone getting ready for Thanksgiving with their friends and family, which brought back her memories of losing both her parents when they were exiled after losing the title of the Royal Scepter. But she was comforted by a man named Sakito Homura, Boon Violet, and his partner, Byun Diesel, from back home Sentai Boonboomger, who tells Yihdra to not feel sad on Thanksgiving and not reflect on what happened in the past, and focus on creating a future with the people closest to her. This made Yihdra happy that two random strangers were willing to listen to her struggles and cheer her up, but she quickly gets confused about who they are. But Sakito explains that they're here to do some Thanksgiving cleaning for all the people around the kingdom, as he and Byun left to seem to continue their job around Avalost City to get paid for their service. As Yihdra was about to head back to the Demi-Human Federation to meet up with her friends, she receives a letter by an anonymous person who tells her to meet her at the last place where she last fought to win back the title of the Royal Scepter, which made Yihdra shocked to find out who sent her this message. Meanwhile in the streets of Japan, Nagar Banjuji, Kizuna Blue, and his friends, Emily, Shuji, and Tenri, are delivering some food to the homeless people at the homeless shelters to have a wonderful Thanksgiving as they run into a delivery man named Taro Momoe, Don Momotaro from Avataro Sentai Don Brothers, who has delivered an entire supply of Thanksgiving food to give to the homeless since he wants to do right without criticizing after making the people from his old neighborhood hating him when he was kid. This made Nagar and his friends shocked to see Taro manages to handle all of this on his own, as he explains to the Kizunagers that he forms a bond with the people whenever he delivers something to them to bring a smile to their faces. So now the Kizunagers bid farewell to Taro to allow him to handle delivering more food for the homeless as they make their way back to another world to set up for the Bondsgiving feast. Meanwhile at the Avalost Castle, Rainaya, Kizuna Gold, and Azra, Kizuna Orange, are setting up the dinner table for the Bondsgiving feast as their daughter, Momoitera, and her fiancé, Sanaju, arriving first to see their parents along with Rainaya's relatives and friends, Wad, Munjavati, Fanan, and Zafri, to lend them a hand before the other guests arrives. Meanwhile in the abandoned ruins of the demon clan, Yihdra arrives at the location to figure out if her theory was true, as she was knocked down to the ground and was shocked to find out that the person who sent her the message is Shau'ha, the previous user of the Royal Scepter and former ally to the Demon Queen, who was brought back from the dead to get revenge on Yihdra for stealing back the Royal Scepter from her after she got betrayed by the Demon Queen, as she inserts a special kind of bonded key called the Reiwa Bonded Key to transform herself into the Reiwa Bond Key to earn back the title of the Royal Scepter. So now Yihdra pulls out her bond plate and inserts it into her Kizuna brace to transform into Kizuna Magus to take down Shau'ha to prevent her from taking back the Royal Scepter for her own selfish plots, as she inserts the Gorenger, Jack, Battle Fever, Danzaman, and Sun Vulcan legend bond plates into her Kizuna brace to summon Kirenger, Dia Jack, Battle Kenya, Denzi Red, and Vul Eagle to assist her. But then Shau'ha used the dark powers of previous Reiwa Super Sentai villains to take down the Ranger clones and tells Yihdra that her old tricks won't work on her anymore. So now Shau'ha replicated the legend bond plates to summon revived copies of past evil Reiwa villains, Lord Galza, Hakeizer K, Sonoraku, Evil King, Cannonborg, and Gerudo, to surround Yihdra to perform the Dark Reiwazetsuant strike to finally defeat her for good as Shau'ha retrieves the Royal Scepter from the ground. When Yihdra was about to transform back into Kizuna Magus to take back the scepter from Shau'ha, the Reiwa villain clones taken her bond plate and Kizuna brace for Shau'ha to use in her plan to conquer the entire Avalost Empire as she orders the clones to lock up Yihdra to prevent her from getting involved in her plans as she teleports away from the ruins to begin the first phase of her place. So now Yihdra is locked up in a cell where the Reiwa villains are keeping an eye on her and she feels ashamed to lose the Royal Scepter to Shau'ha as she recalls the day of her father losing to her, which results in her family to be exiled. But then Yihdra wasn't the only one who was locked up as she meets Stacy, Stacy from Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, and Rita Kaniska, Propylanager from Masama Sentai King-Ohger, who explains to Yihdra that Shau'ha has captured them as well to bring darkness back to another world to steal the people's bond energy. This made Yihdra shocked to find out what Shau'ha is planning to do with the Royal Scepter to tap into her elemental bond energy to conquer both worlds and remake it in her image, which led to her teaming up with Stacy and Rita to come up with a plan to escape from their prison and warn the other Kizunagers about the situation at hand. Meanwhile, in the city of Mezes, Shau'ha used the Royal Scepter to create a large drill known as the Showa drill to drill through the Earth's core to bring darkness back from the depths to get her revenge on humanity for ruining her plans of conquest, as brought the grunts from the Reiwa era to assist her to conquer the entire kingdom to ruin Thanksgiving for everyone.